Hi, welcome to Sharon's Home and Garden channel. Recently I've been trying to get ahead on my meal preps, and I wanted to make some meals that I can freeze and reheat. As my schedule gets busier and I get more and more stressed out over trying to balance eating well with eating in a hurry, simple meals like beef stew come to mind. Now, beef is one of the meats that reheats very well. And everybody knows that beef stew is always better the next day. So join me in the kitchen as I prepare this very simple, very delicious meal, beef stew. So the first step in making beef stew, what I normally do is bring the beef up to room temperature as much as I can, and then I dry it off. So I just put it on some paper towels and make sure that it's pretty dry. And then in this bag here, I have like 3 heaping tablespoons full of flour and I got some of this beef roast seasoning a while ago in a gift from someone. So I threw some of that in there. And now I'm gonna coat the beef in the flour because that'll help. It'll help the beef brown. Drying the beef helps it brown, and coating it in flour helps it brown. And you do want to brown your beef before you make the beef stew. So put all of this in there. Put this away. And just coat it. Like that. Make sure everything is coated. So I am going to use my multi-cooker to cook this. I have it on the saute selection, and I'm going to put these in a few at a time and brown them. You don't want to crowd the pan. Because then they'll steam, they won't brown. And you want to get a nice crust on them. So let me show you. That's about how you want your meat. So I've got all my meat in here. And this doesn't get quite as hot as I would like it to get for a browning. This should be good enough. To this, I have 2 cups of water and 1 packet of onion soup mix. And I am using this one. I'm just going to mix it up and pour it in. And then what I'm going to do is scrape up a lot of the browned bits on the bottom of the pan, because that's where all your flavor is. Can't really get it all. I have a spatula here. Okay. to this, I'm going to add, let's see what I have here. I have some mushrooms and mushrooms and celery. It's about a cup of each. Mushrooms might be a little more, but they really shrink when you're cooking this. This is going to be a very, very veggie beef stew. And then I have, instead of regular onions, I had some of these from Trader Joe's pearl onions. I'll probably put in, usually with my stews, I do a cup. So a cup of carrots, a cup of celery, a cup of onions. And then I have some carrots from my garden. Put those in. And just because I throw it in everything, some zucchini from my garden. Let's just throw it all in, shall we? And because I love the combination of beef and tomato, these are chopped tomatoes. Again, from my garden. Almost dropped the whole thing in there. I just want just enough to give it that lovely tomato flavor. Okay. I'll mix this all up. That looks really good. I think what I'm gonna do, no, I think it'll be fine. I was gonna add a little more water, changed my mind. So now we're gonna turn this off. Turn this, maybe you can see this. So I've got this off right now, the lid on it. And then I'm going to press the meat stew button. Make sure that my pressure valve is to the locked position. And set it to go. And I will meet you back here when it's all done. So this is done. And we're going to open it up. And give it a little taste. It looks pretty good. Hot. Very good. So what I'm going to do is freeze this. Because what I want is to save this for meals sometime down the road. I think if I fill both of these, it should be pretty good. And then I can get a couple meals out of each of them. And I'm not going to thicken this right now. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to thicken it when I reheat it, because you never know what's going to happen once you reheat it, because some of these vegetables might absorb more of this. The meat is incredibly tender. The whole process took about an hour in here, because it takes a while. It takes about 15-20 minutes for this to get up to pressure and then it cooks for half an hour at high pressure, and then I let it come down naturally. So I won't be needing these. So there you go, some beef stew. Each of these, I'm guessing, will be about 3 meals. So during the week that I want to have beef stew for dinner, I will defrost these and have them. Now don't put them in the freezer right away. Remember to let them come to room temperature, and then you can go ahead. Normally what I do is I bring them to room temperature, put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then put them in the freezer. Otherwise you're going to inundate your freezer with warm temperatures, and it's just not good for your freezer. So there you go. Beef stew made in my multi-cooker. Turned out excellent. The beef is nice and tender, lots of flavor in the broth, and I'm really looking forward to eating this. So until next time, always remember, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Happy cooking, everybody. Bye-bye.